Namaskar and welcome to Baat 25. On Baat 25, we continue our discussion on Operation Sindoor and politics within India and outside its geopolitical dimensions, and how this operation, it is not a war, had changed completely the scenario. India has been so far viewed as a timid country with no militaristic strategic depth capabilities. That operation of 4 days, which happened actually in the few minutes, there are dissenting voices, there are crybabies in India who somehow are trying to, for regions best known to them, been parroting and repeating the very vicious and very mischievous Pakistani propaganda that India has lost few Rafales. And where are those Rafales? A Pakistani army establishment which is highly incompetent because of its own ideological moorings and the kind of leadership they have. They have never fought and won any war with India, but they have been making all the false claim. So, within half an hour, how could such a decadent, such a sleepy, and they were not expecting this kind of a response from India. And so, and within 30 minutes, the Indian planes were back. The Indian operation was over. And yet we assume for certain reason whatsoever may be the causes, the root causes, that India has lost few because there were some strategic mistakes. Well, if all that has happened, so where are the proofs? The Saboot Brigade, which asked for proof for a long time, now they have no proof, but they have an allegation, and that allegation has been picked by so many well known and knowledgeable people as well, to decipher, to analyze it closely, and arrive at a situation where they are commenting on the strategic and militaristic leadership possibilities, and that too within a span of 22 minutes. So let's be rational and reasonable. But the politics, the Sindoor, Operation Sindoor, has made the politics of impossible also possible, because whatever India has achieved in some assessment is far more important, far more robust, far more long lasting than all the wars and the conflicts India has with, particularly with Pakistan. Because nowhere in the past we have achieved so much, and that has a reason. It has not happened overnight due to some magic wand, but a lot of work has gone into it. So we will come to the politics of possible later, but the politics of impossible, which the Operation Sindoor has informed the world about, is the impossibility of India ever responding forcefully with militaristic might on the mischievous terror activities sponsored, funded, and directed from Pakistan. And one more thing, that once the terror camps were attacked, the plane and operation was over within 22 minutes, whether within less than half an hour. And yet we assume that Pakistani, the system, which were sleeping and they had no idea whatsoever, uh, were able to activate their defense system in such a short time. Anyway, that is not even possible to make their heads together, because they were not expecting any this kind of operation of the scale and strength. So that's the one point. Now come to the art of uh, possible. The art of possible is when you deploy, or any leader deploys his leadership abilities, his vision, and what he wants to do to his country, because we are talking about a country, not about a company. But maybe on a nutshell, the opinion and the strategy, it might be same, but country is a large country, company is a small entity. For whatever reason, whatever is their net worth is, or whatever their market share is. So now Indian opposition, after the successful Operation Sindoor, which many people have psychological and pathological reason not to accept and believe, and they even have problem with the basic nomenclature of Operation Sindoor, and they are finding some chemical compositions led possibilities of death happening. But how many deaths have happening? I mean, they are becoming the jack of all trades. They become sometimes military strategist with no understanding of that. And most of these people come from the art field, and the writers, they have no understanding. There may be few, but they are the basic thing which they should understand, that when this operation was named Operation Sindoor, everything took a different meaning. What would have been if it was some Operation Strike, or Operation Elephant, or Operation Tiger, or whatever your military leadership can think of? So, but it was decided at the highest level of the decision making in the country by Prime Minister Modi himself. So, whatever he does or whatever he does not, it's a matter of attack by so many of his dynast opponents. And definitely the politics of India has been downplayed, has been destroyed due to the adherence or dependence on self-serving dynasties, but that is a matter for different time. Now the possibilities, the art of possibilities, sending a delegation to the world to inform those all the countries that what Pakistan has been mischievously doing, promoting terrorism and attacking India in so many ways. And that too, the main opposition party, Kanimuji, saying is, unity in diversity, to a question thrown at her. And then so many other aspects that Shashi Tharoor telling Prime Minister Modi as the most important asset, prime asset for India. And that is in time of a crisis. It's not a war, it was a short operation, and that operation has achieved its objectives, militaristic, geopolitical, and one more thing, in placing at once India as a forefront of advanced defense technologies. But going beyond that, the art of that is art of impossible, because people or the countries, or even so many in India itself, never had that idea. And that has happened because now 70% of defense protection has been indigenized during last 10, 11 years, as compared to what we used to import 70. And the contribution of the private sector, Indian private sector, in defense manufacturing or services was of the low tech value, and now it stands as a robust 21%, and it is going to improve. So that kind of a youthful energy with the technological brain power of the Indian youth, engineers, scientists, and equipment makers have gone into it, that has made this the art of impossible possible, now possible. That going beyond the political limitations, Prime Minister has involved opposition members, and they have said all party delegation. So that has responded in a very, very practical way. and so many people have been for whatever reasons they have, and that why India has to send, because nobody stands for India. But why do we people standing with India? Very few people can stand with with the country which has recently changed its geopolitical situation. Now India or Bharat is in a different league, and most of the important people in the bloc are shell shocked. And shell shocked may be a simple explanation, maybe it is more complex. So sending all party majority, the DMK party is one of the party which is been accused of, and they have been doing a vicious attack on center or Mr. Modi or his party. And the lady belonging to that party is saying something which she does not do. And at the same time, other people like Anand Sharma or Salman Khurshid, they have applauded the initiative to send a strong message to the global community about the strength and unity in Indian opposition. That is as compared to, so many crybabies crying over those things. So that has shaken up the whole political structure as well. So one operation has attained so many different objectives on a level of international politics, geopolitical game plan, India's strength as an emerging economic and military power to be reckoned with. So many companies like Bharat Force, they have been exporting very sophisticated equipment to Europe, and there are so many other buyers, and Indian engineers have been able to use the military system has been able to use their S-400s far more effectively and efficiently than even the Russians could. And the same thing is with the drone. Two comparisons can only be made with the recent conflict or a war, a 3 year war in going in with Russia and Ukraine, and then the continuous conflict with Israel and its neighbor. So, 7th October attack 2023 is the kind of drone and the paragliders attacking on a small country of Israel, and then they said they were able to penetrate their Iron Dome, the famous Israeli Iron Dome. But India could suddenly, perform much better to tackle the menace of the swarms of the equipments coming, drones coming the Indian way, and all the missiles were shot down. So this is a significant development. That is art of impossible. That a lot has gone into making of this situation. It has not, materialized out of some magic wand that we have already requested you. So, and the political terms that the leadership of the prime minister has been accepted by a very very articulate person, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, and former ministers in the Congress government, Salman Khurshid and Anand Sharma, and also the Kanimoji. So it's now a different Bharat, and maybe there are politics going on, but as well as India's representation to the world order is now different because of the art of impossible which has happened during the execution, very precise, very thoroughly controlled execution of Operation Sindoor, which name, is giving sleepless night to so many people in India, mostly the surprisingly the artistic community. I mean, that is strange, but we will discuss this kind of aspect later. What kind of education goes into drama schools in India has to be seen. Some ideological impinging is there, which is leading to this kind of absurd things happening. So we discussed the art of impossible also possible. So thank you very much for watching. We hope that you like this discussion, this program that we talked about Operation Sindoor, impossible, art of possible and impossible. So please subscribe to channel Baat Pachi Si. Link can be shared with your friends and relatives. We will be back soon to discuss some other important topic. Thank you. Namaskar.